Yes. Um, I'm here. It's 7:47 in the morning, and I need to tell you a little bit about a movie called Hobo with a Shotgun. That's how you pronounce that. As we were shooting this movie so fast that if I don't start telling you a little bit about it now, we'll be done shooting. We've been shooting 19 days, and we have about 8 more to go. And I think this is my fourth movie working with the Red camera, which is one of the digital cameras that is, developing faster than anything other than, the other digital cameras that are on the market. And I'm very excited about this development because I think it's a whole new animal. We should. I find that it makes an enormous difference in the way it should in the speed you can shoot and what it can do for you. And but that aside, I found that the people, the crew, and the people, the creative people, and the production, and on all sides on this production is so generous and so willing and so hungry to make this movie. It's an energy that I know, and it is fabulous. It is fabulous, and the director is really one of a kind, and we are so connected um, and so close in the way we feel things. Uh, and I've only seen that maybe once or twice in my life, and that's another just wonderful, uh, wonderful way to work. Um, I am totally there to try and give him what he wants. I do have my own way of finding it, and he doesn't know this, or he does, but he doesn't know exactly. And we get into, like tiny conflicts of time, but we always solve it, and we always come out of it feeling better uh, because we get better things. No, let me just tell you about two things that happened tonight, which I won't even tell you about last night. Last night, yeah. Um, Maybe I should. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you about the scene that we shot last night and the scene tonight. That's okay. I can tell you about the baby monologue another time. Um, Yesterday night we had a scene, short scene that has some hilarious lines basically, and we cut it down as much as we could because we felt it was better. But the scene is pretty much that in the beginning of the film, there's one really nasty guy who starts to molest a young woman who shouldn't be in this bar, but she is. And the hobo character is by now, is getting really fed up by all the creepy, crazy stuff he finds in this place called Fuckdown. And he decides he's going to do something, or at least keep an eye open. And when this nasty kid just trying to grab the girl and take her off in a car and sort of molest her or something, he steps, just like in an old western, he steps in their way and says, "Let the girl go." And I have some, almost John Wayne-ish kind of lines which I think are funny. Um, the one thing that I wanted to do, I have a cane in the beginning of the movie because I have a bad leg. the character has, and so do I, funny enough. But I don't need the cane, but we used the cane, and we didn't know that we were going to use it. And I'd sort of been thinking about when I could use the cane in a nice way, rather than grabbing for a shotgun. So in this scene, Grandpa steps in his way and says, "Let the girl go." And then he says he has some funny remark, and he pulls a knife on me. And I said, "Kid, put the knife away, or I'm gonna use it to cut welfare checks from your rotten skin." And then the kids attacks me, and so I had the cane. I also had a sock with money that they really, really wanted me to pull out as a final blow and hit it. This is this is where my money is that I make by begging on the street. And it's kind of full, and it was written that way, that I would hit him over the head with it as the final blow. And so it's a lot of stuff. At the same time, I was thinking, I'm hoping maybe there's something, I want to look inconspicuous, so I have a small drinking bottle that is mine, so I'm hanging out in this bar, and I'm thinking maybe I have the bottle, and I'll take a drink. Director doesn't really like it that much, but he goes along with it, and so we get into this fight. I hit him with the cane. I get him on the ground. I put my foot on his chest. And before I hit him over the head, I have to say, Mother Teresa's a goddamn saint, because he's saying nasty things about her. Then I decided, okay, I was going to offer the girl maybe a drink and say, "Are you old enough to drink?" And she would say no, and then I go, "Okay, well, go home." But I said go home to another girl in the film. So director didn't like that. And I thought, I'll pour it over the guy. But that seemed to be a little too much. So we did it anyway. So I hit him with the coins, and the coins fly all the way. And then we came up with another line saying to the girl, what do you think? He was going to put a ring on your finger. So at the end, we've done 2 takes now, and it all goes well. And the 3rd take, I decide I have a wonderful actor between my legs lying there, helpless, who's been a really good sport and fun to work with. And so I go, okay, hit him with the sock and the chains, and the money flies all over, and I look at the girl, say my line. Then I take a swig, and I think, I'm just gonna spit it. So I spit it out while I look at the girl, and it hits him right in the face. And it was sweet. It was just sweet. So that's my pleasure, funny pleasure. Tonight, last night, we had another scene in the hospital. Crazy scene. The girl is now cut. Her throat is cut. She's bleeding like hell. The hobo sort of gets her over to the hospital, tells the doctor to just fix this girl quick, and everybody's running now with bottles, and that was the scene. We had to speed through a corridor. What I had to do in that scene was grab somebody's whiskey bottle. This time, some drunk patient is hanging out in the hall. That's the way it was written. And I have to grab this guy's bottle and pour it into the wound of the bleeding girl, which is not very smart, but, maybe it helps. And that was the idea, but I said to the director, I don't run very well because I have a bad leg and I have a bad knee. And they hadn't really thought of that, and it wasn't going to work. So after some struggling thinking, I said, why don't I just sit on this cart where they run the patients in on, and sit on top of her, and have my shotgun and get the bar.